Alright, so we're playing against, I can't even pronounce his name, but we're going to bury him. Pawn to e4 here, and we're going to be understanding the power of putting your e-pawn 2 squares up the board. I just released a video on the Italian game, and we're going to be seeing one live. Guys, this is destiny. This man is going to regret logging on chess.com today. Bishop to... Oh! No, guys, we are seeing the bishop to e7, guys. Hold on. Let us punish. You're seeing this live, guys. Now, we're going to be putting pawn to c3 as well. Why is he playing so quickly? Does he not understand that he's about to suffer? Now, he finally starts thinking, guys. We have caught him. Guys. He has never seen this in his entire existence before. Go and watch my video. Put this in your... I don't even know what to call it. Like your list. He goes no knight there, but that doesn't save him. I didn't cover this in the video, but come on, guys. That doesn't save him. I didn't expect for my opponents to fall for this. Come on, man. At this level, boy. Come on, man. Pawn takes d4. And now we're going to be putting the pawn on h3. So even though the video was for maybe like persons trying to push for like, you know, a little bit of like 1500, this guy is about to be taken out of his misery right now. Pawn to d5 here, and I am just simply going to bring my pieces back. I could play bishop to b5 moving forward like a boss. Look at this. We don't retreat, guys. We go forward. Bishop to b5 on the board. Now, you guys might be wondering, why didn't I empress on? Bro, we have a pawn in his half of the board. He is going to suffer. We have space, right? This pawn is restricting this knight from coming back to its natural square. Why would I trade my pawn for his pawn? So I simply moved my bishop forward. We now have two fantastic pieces in my opponent's half of the board. And as a 24-66, what a brave man. He castled over there knowing that I'm about to play h3. Knight to here, then double his pawns. Is he saying that the doubled pawns he's not afraid of it? You know what? Guys, this might take a huge turn, but we are going to be learning exactly how to punish persons when they don't play accordingly. Now, h3, knight h6. We chop that. I really want to chop that, guys. But we are masters. Oh, I'm going to even teach you. I was going to put this in like another video. But if this guy really wants to be taught today how to play chess properly, who would I be to not teach him about this? Now, this, guys, is what we call killing pieces without actually killing the pieces. g4 here, make sure that this knight is staying stuck on the rim. Now, the threat in chess is sometimes greater than the execution. Now, the fact that I'll be threatening to kill this all the time means that he cannot just play chess normally. Every move is going to be like, oh my god, Raheem is going to take the knight on h6. And guess what? I am going to be putting my king on the queen side. Or I could still castle king side, guys. But right now, I am just burying that piece. This game is going to look a little bit weird because I have not showed you guys about misplaced pieces as yet. But at the same time, we could take this opportunity to witness what an actual crucifixion looks like around the chessboard. Now, this man, again, needs help. So I'm going to simply take this. So, in other words, all I wanted, you know, guys, the FIDE master of Jamaica wanted was to simply double his pawns. And he was like, Raheem, no. Why don't you take a piece instead? And who would I be if I didn't, again, grant this man his death wish? So, here, he takes with the rook, and he's purposely allowing the fork because he wants to sacrifice. Oh, wait, never mind. I'm talking garbage. I am talking garbage. I should have never done this. I should have never done this. Oh my god, my king is in the center, guys. If I go here, he's gonna go check. Alright, what have we learned today? We should always stick to chess principles. Now, because I broke principle, principles earlier and pushed g4. Now, because my king is in the center, this man is having what we call a counterplay. Now, no worries. We are professionals at the end of the day. And I will now proceed to fix my mistake and continue with my development, bishop to e3. So, everything I was telling you guys before about me doubling like his h pawns and misplacing his knight, all that plan is out the door right now. We have officially messed up. And now we're going to be turning this video into learning how to recover once your opponents stopped your ideas. So, what will I actually be doing here? I'm going to be finishing my development, because sometimes you might get carried away, guys. Trust me, you might get carried away and forget that Raheem said to, finish your development before you do anything crazy. So I'm going to be taking my own notes now, and I'm now getting my pieces involved. I'm going to be putting my queen on e2 and castling queenside. And guess what? We're going to restart the game properly. This is life giving me the chance to press undo. Now, here, he's still having a little bit of problems getting his pieces coordinated. And we're going to take this time now to strike. Queen to e2, as I said before, followed by queenside castles, will be enough to get this game into a win. Now, feed a master again here. Everything is under control, guys. Everything happens for a reason. This could just be a video where I am just showing you guys how to bounce back when your ideas don't work. So, we're not stockfish. We just make things happen, guys. Now, knight to b4. This man is getting a little bit ambitious with putting a piece in my half of the board. So, I will now, again, discipline this child by putting my... Oh, wait, never mind. Always check for moves from your opponents. Alright, so here, if I foolishly play h3, then I always check what is my opponent's response. And I know that my opponents aren't chickens. They don't play chicken chess at this level. So if I play pawn to h3 or a3, he's going to sacrifice his rook. And after I take back, then he's going to go knight check. The more I'm talking, I'm like convincing myself to go for this. I'm a boss, guys. I'm going to even allow this. Do you see? Come on, we're feeding more. Obviously, I saw this. Obviously, I saw this. I put my king in the center now, and then regain back material. I'm gonna I won't even like pre-move, because I want you guys to witness the perfection in slow motion. Now, I'm also looking again if I could take here just before recapturing the gift given to us, but the gift has been taken, and now we're going to be pointing our pieces towards the king side. But I also want you guys to realize that I did it. I actually checked what he was threatening before I moved. He needs to do the same thing. I am threatening a move in his half of the board. He needs to respect my greatness. Bishop to d3. And guys, the plans that I was doing earlier, it didn't, everything didn't go well. But I have now reshuffled my pieces, and this is now wave 2 of the attack. I wanted to cast the queen side. The chessboard was like, alright, Raheem, you get your king in the center and your rooks have active play. I'm like, alright, fine. I am going to work with this. Now, in the middle game, oh my God, help this man, for he knows not what he has just done. G6. Now, I need to activate my pieces. This is what I stress a lot in my videos. If you're not doing this, please do this. Now here, I am looking to actually start break. If I get h4 and h5, this man will know again how to find the resignation button. Now he still has 2 pieces that needs to get into the game for his opening phase of the game to be completed. And I am still trying my best to think of something to infiltrate this position as we speak. So h4, he's gonna take it obviously, but how do we punish him for taking the free pawn? My pawns aren't free, guys, so he has to be extremely careful. No, I call this one bringing the last piece into the game. Rook to h1, now preparing pawn to h4. I could also try to get my king to safety before absolutely massacring this guy with absolute chess brilliance with the pawn play that I'm about to display. Now, waiting for black to actually realize that he's in danger here and slow down. He has 5 minutes and 22 seconds. I also want you guys to realize that when the game is extremely tactical or critical, top rated guys take their time because they know that one bad move can actually ruin the entire chess game. If it's just positional chess where you can actually make 1 or 2 inaccuracies and it won't cost you the game, then that's fine. I am going to again take this person out of his misery. Like, the fact that he has to be burning this much energy trying to find the best move in this scenario is enough punishment for this man's brain. Now, here we're waiting for black to simply try to finish his development. I don't know why is he taking so long to do this. Now, this is indeed a rapid game and he needs pieces in the game to start defending. And yes, by me explaining my thoughts, the universe has now shown this man that he needs to finish his development. Now, this is where we are going to consider if pawn to h4 is indeed worth the pain that I'm about to display. Now, I'm going to even prepare it some more. Q to g3. Now it's going to go bishop to h4. And yeah, he might try to get the, a little draw. We don't want draw. Or knight. Guys, if you don't see a way to crash through, bring more pieces. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces on the king side. But what happened to this lonely knight? Knight to e2. And now we're going to be capitalizing on the loose piece with knight to f4. You are seeing live how to actually dominate a chess game, even when you're messing up. Knight to e2 here, and we're waiting for our opponent to come to his senses, to really realize that he's under pressure from the great feeder master of Jamaica. Let's see what he's planning to do, guys. I don't know. Like, to me, like, black has a helpless position. Like, my king is safe. Maybe he has like a 1 check, you know, I could just cash it in at the bank. But officially, we can see that we are on the offense, guys. We're going to be attacking this man mercilessly. Now, again, most persons would want to speed up their playing currently. But what we're realizing is that it is not possible because of the fact that I am going to be throwing my pieces, along that king side. I mean, king safety is 100% important. This is a move that I'm supposed to blitz, but we don't practice to play automatic moves in chess. So I'm going to be burning some time and then putting my king on c2. Oh wait, he brings his rook. He's actually a good chess player, guys. I'm not even joking. So I don't want my queen to be on the same line as his rook. This is how this man manages to bring all his pieces into the game. Now, if he plays bishop to f4, I might actually start playing moves like f4 or just my bishop on e3 that is not really showing why is it currently existing on my chessboard to remove itself with bishop to f4. I'm going to be maybe taking some time on my next move. He's on drugs. This is not good. This is terrible chess. He's now having an ISO pawn. He's giving me a chance to take here. Like, why would he do this? He needs to stop it and get some help. So, let's just take the gift. I mean, I take gifts. And then I'm going to be putting my king to safety. So this man has just forced me to get my king to safety, guys. And guess what? He traded the wrong piece. In chess, you want to trade the piece that is actually like worse, and the remaining pieces that you have on the board are supposed to be better. How can you trade the bishops and then you have a bishop on e6 looking at a pawn, begging for mercy, guys? It is on timeout, and I have 2 minutes and 54 seconds on this clock to actually show this man dominance. I will ensure that I make this game absolutely painful so that he does not make this mistake again ever in his entire chess career. Now, queen to b6 is now on the board, and my rook on h1 is feeling a little bit misplaced. It's not really doing much. So there are 2 ways in which you can activate rooks. You could either A, swing it on an open file, or B, kill people. So you know, push h4 and activate the rook by simply getting the pawns up the board. Remember, Rooks like pawn breaks because it helps to open lines in the game, guys. Now, my bishops and the queens is basically eyeing down black's position from the distance. So if he's not careful, oh, this move that he's about to, okay, let me just improve a piece because this is, again, who I am as a person. I improve. Knight to f4 on the board, attacking that lonely bishop on e6. He tried to give it some life. Now also realize that my light squares around my king is weak, so I have to be a little bit careful. Knight to e4 does make some sense, but at the same time it is a blunder according to my genius calculation, and knight takes e6 is what is going to put this man out of his misery. Now this, oh wait, he actually has this. It's still gonna give me like a pawn maybe, but I missed the fact that this actually threatens checkmate. Nonetheless, which is actually a blitz format right now, and we can't take so much time on my moves. So I'm gonna be playing this with just my intuition currently, but he's a very strong player. Knight takes e6 is the best move, and it still gave the white pieces a clean pawn to actually convert this game in style. So queen takes d4, and we're still up in material. Now this is what the higher rated guys are really good at doing. They like to bail. Now I'm gonna be putting my queen on d5, giving him this check fresh from the bank itself, and now he has to make a huge decision of what he's going to be doing with his pieces. Now, okay, queen to f, no, that's actually a fantastic move. Like it's still very difficult for me to find moves. Now he's begging for a draw right now, but at the same time I am going to be explaining my moves and trying to crush this one in an endgame, which is completely equal. Check, 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 check. All right, check, 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 check. So this is actually a draw offer, which rook check, rook blocks, and then rook back to d7. That is indeed a draw offer. But we are men. We don't take any draw when we are masters, guys. Rook check on the board, guys. And now we are waiting to see what this lonely duckling is planning to do. No! We are going to finesse, pawn to g6, pawn to g5, cutting off the access squares for my opponent's king. Now we're going to see some Magnus Carlsen maneuvers here on how to actually crush when you have equal positions in chess. Now let's take this, let's bring the king. We have 1 minute and 6 seconds against his 6 seconds, and oh my lord. Oh my lord, we're getting outplayed, guys. I'm joking, I'm joking. There's no such thing as outplaying the great freedom master of Jamaica. Let's go. Rook king up, and we're going to be the one outplaying him. Pawn to a4 on the board, guys, and he understands that he was in deep trouble, so he brings his rook back in a very passive position. Now I'm going to be putting my pawn on a6. No, I will not be. And oh my god, he has now shut down my entire defense. And I'm going to be putting, oh wait, never, that is a big blunder by my opponent, guys. Rook is now infiltrating into the position, and if he's not careful, I will indeed trade this rook. So he has to be extremely careful. You know what? Oh wait. Let's do it. Let us do it, guys. Let us do it. All right. The man is here begging for mercy, and it looks like a draw, guys. So alright, I am so sorry for disappointing you guys, but at the end of the day, this game did end in a draw. And I'll be playing another match because we cannot finish this game or this entire series on just a simple draw, guys. So I'm going to be hitting new 10. Oh wait, he wants a rematch. Let me accept this rematch. Alright guys, whenever you have a chance to run away, you run away when you're playing against the feeder master. I cannot believe that guy just drew the game. But at the same time, we're going to be outplaying him again for the second game, but this time we will kill him like a cockroach. We're going to be controlling as many squares as possible, and this man is walking up into my king's Indian defense structure. So we have now just castled our king, and remember, I don't push my pawn 2 squares when I'm playing the king's Indian defense. It is always 1 square. So pawn to d6, and now I'm going to put my knight on c6, and we resume with natural development. Now persons who have been seeing my channel for the longest time always knows that these are the moves that I play in the king's Indian defense, and then 2 things normally happen. Either I get this big queenside attack and pawns just start flying, Or if my opponents are defending perfectly, then I would start pushing my pawns down the board. Now, this man is just playing too quickly, which means that he could actually know what he's doing. Now, he just played pawn to d5, blocking out his bishop. Remember that there is a drawback with each move you play in chess. d5, it is actually getting a tempo off my knight, but again, in chess, we are not chickens, guys. We go forward. So, knight to a5 is putting pressure on my opponent's half of the board, and he has to do something to defend this urgently. Now, he placed his knight on the rim. It has nowhere forward. I am putting my knight on the rim, and I'm going to be attacking a weakness on c4. Now, again, for persons who are new to my channel, let's understand that there is two things that normally happens when I play the King's Indian defense. One, weaknesses just start flying on that king side, guys. I'm going to be playing moves like pawn to c5. a6, b5 if he's not careful. If you need more explanation with that, just stay tuned to the game. I'll be breaking things down to the bone, guys. Now, queen to d3 is a terrible, I hope it's a very terrible mistake, because I am looking at knight to g4 here, threatening a double combo with knight to e5 on that on that c5 pawn. So I'm just double checking it, because we do not play automatic moves in chess. I am now looking at the board, and I'm trying my best to see what actually works in the position. So there are two moves I'm thinking about here. Either pawn to c5, because we always check to see what our opponent is threatening before we move. Knights on the rim are dim, so he's now threatening pawn to b4 to actually take the knight out of its misery. So knight to g4 or c5, stopping that b4 threat, are the only two moves I'm calculating in this position. Now, after my fantastic calculation, I have now settled on this move, pawn to c5. And this man actually understands that there's a levels to this, and he really and truly pre-moved pawn captures on c6. Now, very disrespectful from him, because he's not supposed to be able to predict what I'm playing, but at the same time, we will forgive him. I'm going to now swing my rook to the c5. Remember, with each pawn trade that you make in chess, pawns tend to come off the board, so you have more room for your rooks. Now, b3, he's trying to finish this development. Now, remember, the higher rated you go up in chess, the better your moves will become in terms of like your planning. If you do this at the lower levels, it won't look as clean as this, but this guy, he could take out his bishop normally, but because of his expertise, he's planning to put the bishop on the long diagonal to contest my bishop that is on g7. Now, here I will again teach this one to never mess with my genius. Now, knight to b4 is putting a piece in my opponent's half of the board, and it is what I am currently considering. But I don't see a follow-up, and we don't practice to play one move ideas in chess. We need a lot of planning whenever you're actually doing this. So here he played pawn to b3. How do we plan in chess? I look at all my pieces. I'm like, all right, what is garbage and what is not garbage? I have two rooks. They're currently garbage. I have a queen, even more garbage than the rest of the pieces. So I'm going to be swinging my queen out right now. And what I'm doing is I'm going to be swinging my queen towards the king side. Now, in chess, you want all your pieces to play. When I say this again, let me emphasize the all your pieces to play, guys. And when I point the pieces towards the king side, he shall beg for mercy. So queen to h5, and I'm going to be putting my bishop out. I am just simply starting to put pieces on my opponent's half of the board. And because he has predicted the fact that I would have played pawn to c5, I have now surprised him with queen to a5, and he's now burning his time. Absolutely burning the time down to the ground. And now let us continue with queen to h5. Now here, I am going to be swinging either my rooks to the c file, either this or this, but I just want to start swinging my pieces into the game. Once I see the fact that I'm in the middle game, it's just looking at weaknesses and putting pressure on the targets, guys. We look and we lock in and we take people out of their misery. This is what we, again, prioritize in chess. Queen to h5 on the board, and we're waiting to see what my opponent is going to do to respond to my fantastic queen to h5 here. I am telling you, it looks as if white is going to, again, burn some huge amounts of time here. So we'll take the time out right now to tell you again, if you want, you can actually like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. And we will keep them coming. So queen to h5, and still we're on the commercial side of what we're supposed to be looking for in this game. White is absolutely paralyzed with fear. Now, if you're on the white side here, you're still supposed to be looking to improve your pieces. Now, this man is a little bit afraid of my knight jumps. Remember, knights are super scary, especially in the night. So queen to d2 was just played. And remember, I like to improve my pieces in chess. So there are 3 moves actually coming to my mind right now. 1, bishop to h6, because I told you guys about tempo moves. 2, we have a knight on the rim of the board. I am not pleased with this piece. I could look to kick it. The second one, alright, that's the second or third, I don't even know, but I am improving pieces right now. So improve pieces, we improve pieces, guys. So bishop to h6, and this move looks weird. Trust me, if you just improve the pieces, tactics just start flying from the sky, guys. I'm like, my bishop is on an open diagonal, my queen is over there, my knight, every piece is going to go over there, and then the position by magic shall play itself. So there's also another benefit of me putting my bishop on h6. Let's say that I play g5, he plays knight to f3, and I kick the knight again, and he returns. Because of my fantastic bishop to h6, I will then have with this exact position. The only difference is my pawn will be on g4, and I will now have bishop to g5 in that scenario. I don't want to over explain, because remember, that could be a visualization exercise for most persons. You could pause the video at that moment and try to actually see what I was saying just now. But here instead, he chooses to take himself again way out of the game. So he now played pawn to f4, blocking this fantastic attack with a pawn. Now, am I impressed? A little. So what will I be doing in this scenario? I could actually play this move, pawn to g4. Now, remember, like, you're not supposed to be pushing pawns around your king unless, again, you're attacking. But you have to, what makes a king like weak is the fact if he can infiltrate. If he can actually get access towards the weaknesses that you're creating, you are absolutely cooked. Which is why for professionals, we know exactly when and when not to do this. Now here, we do this. So we're going to be pushing our pawn to g5. I'm actually checking all of my opponent's responses. And the good news is I am seeing no response to this. Oh, never mind. He just finds a response immediately. Did this guy just sack a whole knight? No, he's a genius, guys. What have we learned here today? We must never underestimate the power of my opponent. Like, the fact that he survived my last game means that he actually knows how to play chess. So if we take, he's going to go bishop takes f6. And I'm unable to take because of knight takes. Now, this is what happens whenever you break principles against like trained professionals. You might die. Now, unfortunately for my opponent, I am also a trained player when it comes on to surviving these types of positions. Now, here I could take, and then he takes me out of my misery. Oh my god, the fact that this man has made me silent for actually I have to like really think about this position now, guys. Like this could actually get very tricky if I'm not really 100% careful with my next move. So we know that he has a double attack on my knight on f6, and we need precision. So I'm going to be taking on h4 and actually allowing this to be captured. Now, he might have won the battle, but he has not won the war. Now, pawn takes here, and I'm going to be using the fact that his bishop is on f6 to actually try my best to find like some counter strikes. But like right now, this is looking extremely ugly. Like he could actually just capture here on f6. And I now have to find like back-to-back genius moves. I mean, I do this on my average Tuesdays. Pawn takes g6, and now he captures back with the pawn. Now, here is where the magic begins. Now, I could just simply defend. Oh, never mind. That is the wrong defense. I could defend with this. So defend. He moves back. Why did I get myself into this scenario? Guys, do not push pawns around your king unprovoked. You will literally be taken out of your misery if you do this. No, with my professional and unmatched defenses in chess, I will survive this position. Again, it's my mistakes. I will not complain. I will actually survive this like a true professional. But how? How do we survive when we have messed up this terribly? Holy sweet biscuits. You know what? Improve the pieces. That doesn't work. We have 3 minutes, a lost position, but an FM title. This is all we need to actually be successful when it comes on to chess. Now, we now defend the e7 pawn like our lives depend on it, because it actually does. And bishop back to b2 is expected, and he'll be threatening a fork on the next move, so I will have to deal with that quite urgently. Bishop back to b2, rook to c8, queen to c3, and no, that is absolutely terrible. I was about to just like prank you guys, don't worry. That would have blundered a fantastic fork. Royal, just I'm even getting a phone call which I cannot accept because I'm absolutely busy getting the beating of my life. So I'm going to be declining that call to ensure that I finish this game unscathed. So rook to e8 on the board, and I don't know why it's taking so long to play bishop back to b2. This battery is absolutely obvious, but maybe he actually understands that I'm human and he does not want to actually win the game this effortlessly. So rook to e8 on the board, we have made a huge mistake. That bishop is now uncontested. I have removed my bishop off this diagonal and I am now paying the price. We're now seeing mistakes happen live in 3D. This man has no chess understanding. Bishop to f to h4 makes no sense. And I'm absolutely disappointed in my opponent that I'm even in a worse position after what I've just seen him play. Now, maybe he's threatening... Oh, wait. Wasn't there this? How am I losing to this guy? Wasn't there bishop takes e7 just now, and if I take back then there's this? He is terrible at chess. How am I losing to him? You know what? Guys, don't do this. I mean, there's like a saying in chess, if you missed it once, you'll miss it twice. So if he didn't find this now, I am banking on the fact that my opponent will not find it again. If he did not see bishop takes e7 there, he will not find it again, guys. I can assure you. I have now covered the pieces with absolute strength. Now, this... Oh my god, like, how can he miss this? He just has a blind spot to tactics, guys. Come on, man. He cannot see this. And the fact that I'm even allowing it, I'm showing it. It is boisterous moves. He just cannot. He doesn't know what to do. Oh, he's gonna attack my piece. I could actually be a little bit stubborn, but let's go here. Alright, I think I'm gonna be surviving, guys. I know it sounds like hard to believe, but we are going to be living to tell this tale. Now, pawn push like a boss. Let us just undo my mistake. This bishop was never ever supposed to be an 8-6. Now we have returned back to our humble home. Now with my 1 minute and 54 seconds, I think I know what happened. The last game in which I was playing against this guy. Oh wait, my god. Oh, hold on. I sacrifice exchange. Wait, well, it's not my play. Oh, it's not my play. It's not my play. It's not my play. I need to like calm down. I need to calm down. So here he takes. I sacrifice exchange. I, the great freedom master of Raheem, freedom master of Jamaica, sacrifice the exchange. If he takes, I sacrifice my rook. And then I will now put my knight on f5 or just simply capture on g6. But something is going to go into something, guys. Like I'm going to be crushing this position with my absolute genius. Now, remember, the first game was educational-ish. This game is going to be an absolute chaos. So just don't do this. And I'm just putting games out there, guys. Like you're seeing what my thought process looks like, you know, on like a semi-baddish day. What is this E4 madness? How am I being challenged by this guy? Bishop to g4 now. And I'm threatening to put my knight on e2 if he's not careful. No. The process of actually beating this guy is going to be extremely simple once we don't mess up this position. So, can I start the exchange one more time? Wait, I want to sacrifice the exchange one more time. I want to sacrifice the exchange one more time because we're putting pieces again in my opponent's half of the board. I am not eyeing down that e2 square with like 10 lasers, guys. No, knight takes, we sacrifice, we don't even calculate that. We're going to be putting or getting back our material with bonus. So e6 takes I just have to ensure that I actually play like some masterful moves. And did he not understand that he's in problems? So he plays now f5, and with my limited time on the clock, I will now push the bishop to the newly born square, which is e5, and I'm still threatening to put my knight here. Now, if he goes queen check, then I'm assuming I can just like take this. A lot of stuff, guys. Like when that comes on the board, I'll work it out. So queen f4, knight check, he's in problems. King here, he's losing. He is flipping losing, guys. I have 58 seconds, but he can't move. Alright, I might stop talking for like the next 58 seconds because this man needs, again, to be taken out of his misery. He has to take it. Why am I not pre-moving this? Another message waiting to actually be heard, but I cannot speak when I'm in the process of, again, beating people mercilessly. So bishop back to g4. He finally takes, but he takes with the bishop. What kind of man is this? What kind of man is this? What can I play? Let's go here. I need this to work, but I can't make it work. This. Just gonna go down to the wire. This is going to go down to the wire, guys. Oh my word, what do I need to play? Do I need to sacrifice my rook? Oh, I need pawn breaks. I have rooks. I need to just ask myself the question sometimes and then I'll just find the answer, but let's do this. I have rooks. I need open files. Why am I not playing b5? We need pawn breaks. We need pawn breaks, guys. Once you get the pawn break, holy sweet biscuits. Okay, hold on. Is this punishment? Take. All right, let's do this. Take. And we're winning a piece. Come on, man. Have manners, child. He has 46 seconds, but this is too much time for me. Wait. Oh my god, I'm panicking. I am flipping panicking. Shit. Here. There. Shit. There. Don't push the pawn. Oh my god. I have 3 seconds. I have 2 seconds. Come on. Time out, man. Time out. Come on. You can do it. You can time out successfully. Come on, man. You can do it. He has 10 seconds. He's really this slow in chess. How can you be this terrible and this slow at the same time? Push! Come on, man. Run! Come on, man. Come on, man. Alright, one last game, guys. Let's go. One last game. I'm going to go hit Newtono. Alright, we're playing against Berlioz. I have to make this one educational. I can't end this entire video with nothing to teach. Let's go. Knight to c3. And now he's playing the Philidor defense. Now in this position, the antidote for this is simply putting our knight on f3. And then we're going to be putting our bishop on c4. Now, If I'm really chaotic, I would play bishop takes f7, knight to g5, and then this queen will be kicked around like a ball. But unfortunately, it doesn't work. So what we'll do instead is to simply put our pawn on e4, and we're going to be castling it shortly. But this knight is actually low on squares, so I want to play pawn to a5 to ever stop it from coming to b6 in the future. This you might need to know a little bit of like opening theory, but nonetheless principles are still enough. So he now goes c6, and now we have pawn to a5. Now he could be looking to take on e4 eventually, but he puts his queen on c7 instead. And now we will teach this man a masterclass by simply showing him the power of king safety, castling our king with absolute perfection. Now h6, and how do we not lose this? I mean h3, like I want to put my bishop on e3. And I'm not a fan of these knight to g4 jumps. No, and only now are we 100% in the driver's seat. Now, remember, I don't take on e5 because I don't want to activate his bishop. Instead, I will teach this man that I kill bishops. Do we kill bishops? We kill bishops, guys. Now pawn to d5 here, and that bishop is actually again in prison. This knight went to f8 to die. So again, everything is officially in the clear here. He played now c5. The drawback principle on the board here is showing me the fact that that has now unleashed. Wait, should I give bishop check first? Am I that professional in chess? Nah, I just go knight b5. So knight to b5, his bishop is dead. His queen is now questioned on what is its purpose on c7. And this is where we have the initiative in chess. Now, for guys who are new again to my channel, what is the initiative? The initiative is basically where every single move that you play in chess comes with a threat. And this move, knight takes e5, a move in my opponent's half of the board, is really looking like it's going to cause some serious pain in this position. So what kind of person would I be if I didn't take this? Now, let me just take the time out to actually calculate this on a deeper level before throwing away my entire advantage. Now, knight takes e5. If my opponent dares to capture, then pawn to d6. Only move bishop to f6. Oh wait, never mind. Then I have like knight check. That's done. So takes d6. He has bishop to d8. And then, how do I kill him? The answer is I can't. So, here, knight takes e5 is not as powerful as we expected. Very, very shameful. So, I will instead just play normal looking moves. Which is, oh, my pawn is hanging. Always check to see what your opponent is threatening before you move. And queen to d3. Now his knight is buried, bishop is buried, queen is buried, rook is buried. Only active piece he has is maybe this bishop, which is going to sacrifice itself. So he goes now knight to g6, and he's trying to castle. I can't believe I'm saying this, but we're going to have to let him castle, guys. We can't stop this man from castling. What we can do is prepare the wave. So I don't want him to put his knight on f4 in the future, so I'm just going to like park it with the Parkinson's law, which is putting my pawn on g3. And yes, I have successfully murdered all these pieces on the queen side, and we're waiting to see exactly what my opponent is about to do. So g3 is what I am looking at to stop the knight from getting in. And remember that we have very powerful pieces. We know that he wants to do this. This is absolutely average stuff. Bishop to d2, finishing our development. Let us teach him how to actually move the pieces properly. And then b4 here, because we're officially in the middle game phase. Remember, I tell you guys this in almost every video. We look to improve our pieces, and if you can't do that, look for your pawn breaks. Pawn breaks will help you to improve your pieces. So my bishop on d2, it cannot infiltrate into my opponent's half. So by me putting the pawn on b4, then he's going to be left with no choice but to actually help me put my pieces on that half of the board. Now, remember the drawback principle as well. This pawn was defending the b6 square before. I have been told from a very young age that we do not push pawns when defending, because every pawn play that you make will indeed create weaknesses. So We have already spotted this from like 100 moves ago. No piece shall enter my half of the board. So pawn to g3. My king is actually a very good defensive piece right now, defending the h3 pawn with all its might. And now knight to h5. We are going to be telling that rook hello on h8 with knight to b6. And if it's not careful, it could be losing itself off the board. So knight to a4 on the board. Our last opponent, I cannot believe he got away. First he drew the match and then he beat me. Now I'm going to be taking out all the anger on this poor fellow right here. Knight to b6 is incoming. And we're waiting for this man to actually witness perfection. So here, what is black going to be doing in this scenario? One could be looking to first find the resign button, and the second one is to actually start improving his pieces. So here, remember, he can do the same thing. Like pawn breaks are going to help black to activate his pieces. If he's like, I can't find anything to do with my pieces, look for your pawn breaks. Unfortunately for him, I am threatening very dangerous moves right now. So it's not so obvious or so clear. What is he going to play first to not blunder a piece? Now, this is what we call a fork in chess. Whenever you see two pieces on the same color squares, that's where knights tend to do forks, you know? Not spoons. Knight to a4 is threatening knight to b6. And this is actually worth another minute of his time. Now, I'm going to be... This guy is, again, on drugs. So, rook takes a4 is giving me his best bishop. He has pawns on dark squares. And he keeps the dark square bishop. Long story short, he will not live to tell this tale. Now, let us see who pays attention in my classes. When we have the bishop pair in chess, do we want A, an open game, or B, a closed game? For persons who said closed game, then you need, again, a evaluation session. So, please fix your chess. Pawn to b4 on the board, and we're now opening up this game. And we're now putting pressure on the target that we have created. This man, I mean, maybe he watched like a Mikhail Tal video and he thought that you know, I wasn't a FIDE master or something, but we always check for these moves, and it would be very shameful for me to not take this present given to my opponent. He was just lagging, like having a mental breakdown, and he chose to actually sacrifice such a wonderful knight to actually get some counterplay in my half of the board. Now, this knight, remember, knight is a completely good defender of weak kings. Now, the knight can actually come back to g1 and protect on h3. This is what happens even at this level, where persons play and then think instead of thinking before playing. So, the bad news is he's still playing fast. Now, remember, in chess, we look for forward moves. So, when somebody attacks you, your first instinct can't be to run away. What do we look for, guys? We look for our counter attack. And this move in my opponent's half of the board is what we look for our candidate moves. Take notes again. Our what? Our candidate moves. Now, knight takes e5 is going to make this person start to respect me. It wasn't showing on his clock because he played so quickly, but I can tell you that he was indeed in pain after seeing me find that fantastic move from the white pieces. Now, this knight is absolutely a boss right now. It cannot be touched, and if I move my queen, this cannot be touched either because of my knight protecting it. So, we now have a completely open game, and my pieces are looking fantastic. Now, in scenarios like this, I tend to look for more improvements of my pieces, which is why this rook on f1 isn't really doing the best. I could look to swing it to g1 and start improving my pieces. So, rook to g1, bishop to f6. Oh my lord. Why can't this man just make my life easy? Why is he trying to make me actually play perfect chess? Bishop to d2. I'm going to remove this piece from my half of the board. So he's actually a little bit dangerous. So we have to show him that we are extremely uncomfortable with him in our territory. So this rook is going to be attacking the weaknesses in black's position if he allows us. Now, bishop to d2. And then he finds the brilliant bishop to g5. Again, this knight is indeed untouchable because of this fantastic discovered attack. Pawn to d6, giving a check and winning the queen on c7. So he is indeed playing, I mean, like, you know, I'm a little bit impressed. So we could give him his props there. At the same time, I need to like do something before I actually like collapse. So here, queen c8, I go here, g, that's gg. Can I do this? Oh, wait, can I do this? Can I actually do this? Push. He takes, I take. Knight there. I have 3 minutes. He wants this. You know what? Improve a piece. Don't know what to do in chess. Improve a piece. Like, this is getting too complex. This is getting way too complex. Knight is hanging. Hold on, guys. Hold on. We're going to get extremely. This is getting dangerous now. Like, I've just swung my queen into the game. And remember, we don't over-calculate in chess. We just simply look at the board. But the thing is, right now he has like a lot of forced moves for me to calculate. So we have to be extremely careful not to really throw away this position. Now, what does queen to g3 come with? I wanted to play h4, which is a threat. Remember, I look for my checks, my captures, my threats. h4 was a threat because I have no... I know this sounds hard to believe, but if you look at this position, I have no checks and one capture. One single capture, guys. So I have to start looking for my threats, and that's why I came up with h4. So he does this. Obviously, I saw this. I mean, I'm the feeder master of Jamaica. He needs to respect my greatness. So we take. Do we take? Yes, we take. All right. We take. He takes. Oh my God. Do I just put it back and then like blunder my queen? I do this. I do this, guys. This is what I do. And then I'm threatening. Oh my Lord. Why do I play chess? Is he not losing now? Is he not losing now, guys? Have manners, man. Rook is infiltrating. His rook is dying. Pieces are flying. Now I can actually start to talk again a lot because I'm winning this game with absolutely ease. Absolute ease, guys. Look at this. You know what? That piece actually needs to stay there. This is now a masked threat. No, wait. I use this because then there's no rook coming in there. Okay? Alright. We have a minute, guys. We have a minute. And a minute is too much time here. This knight is controlling my dark squares. So there's no bishop to f4 pin. We are doing this like men. Now, yes, do your tactics in chess. It will help you a lot to actually come out of complications. Isn't this mating too? This donkey, he doesn't understand the genius. Check, king here. Check, king here. Where's the mate? Oh, bishop check. Woo! Guys! Wait, no, is it mate? It's mate, guys! It's check, knight check, and mate! Guys! He's going to resign! He is going to resign! Oh my Lord, he's going to resign. He is going to resign. He is going to resign. Hold on. That is a pin, guys. I know what pin pieces look like. Whenever a piece cannot move because of the piece behind it that is going to be threatened, it's what we call a pin, guys. We have a minute on the clock. And at the same time, there is no defense. Wait, maybe bishop back to g5. Why can't this cockroach die? Jeez. Why can't he just die? Just die! Sacrifice the rook! He's getting everything, guys. Oh my god, he doesn't take it. Sacrifice the rook again? I am sacrificing both rooks now. Oh, I sacrificed the whole game. Oh my lord, no. This is too painful to happen. Wait. Can I go here? Can I go here? I can. I flipping can. Here. I'm gonna go rook g6. I go here. That is losing. I go here. Isn't this mate? Is he not just blundering mate? He blundered checkmate, guys! I am a genius! Well, you know what? That game, we will not even talk about it, but like, share, and subscribe again, guys. So, thanks again for watching. See you again another time.